Hey, hey, hey. I hope you guys enjoy these, what I'm calling podcast shorts for my Burnout to All Out community. This is just a little peek behind the curtain of the coaching that goes on inside of my programs. We're bringing to you some of the best nuggets and coaching I'm giving within hot seats of all of our different programs, whether it's our LinkedIn Method Academy, our mini mastermind business basics, all the way up to our higher level mastermind. If you're hearing some of these questions and you're like, man, I wish I could get my burning question answered by Melissa. Hey, guess what? You could be featured on my podcast. If you've got a question that you want answered and you submit it to my team and we pick it, we will bring you here to the podcast for our podcast shorts and do a hot seat with you. Where can you submit your questions? Send them to teamburnouttooallout.co. We'll make sure we drop that in the show notes for our podcast shorts. And I hope that you guys find as much value in these shorts as our clients do inside the program. Need some effective tactical advice that actually helps you get results and makes a real difference in your life and business? You've come to the right place. If you're finding yourself here today, it means you're getting ready to gain serious traction in your business, rapidly multiply your income and impact, and you're ready to make it happen while living all out. Guys, I'm Melissa Hinault, your trustworthy corporate dropout turned six-figure business burnout turned happy and healthy CEO of a multi-million-dollar online business. And you're listening to the Burnout to All Out podcast. On this show, we're serving up innovative growth strategies, simple implementation methods to put them into practice, and action-stimulating inspiration tailored specifically for the modern entrepreneur. Let's dive in. Let's go to Jean. So Jean, her question was, I'm hosting my first live event with 100 parents in September. Yay! What advice, lessons learned do you have from your first event? Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. What lessons do I not have? The first live event I did, the building caught on fire and the power went out, but
well, and aside from not being in the middle of a hurricane or tropical storm, we don't have those on the West Coast, so I don't have to worry about that.
I think the thing, Chris has been instrumental with me on this, is we're here to serve and give tremendous value. But also, live events are costly and they take a lot of your time. And you need to have a strategic plan on what you are going to sell at that event so that you're not only breaking even, but there's some level of profitability in the business. So I guess what I would ask first of all is, what is your overall goal of hosting the live event? What's your mission and purpose with the live event?
Well, originally I had a 4-week online course with parents. And when I got some feedback, they're like, we can't, and all these people live in Oregon. And so they're willing to drive. And their feedback was, we can't do another Zoom thing. We just are done. We want to do something in person. I have experts coming in talking about estate planning, SSI, specific to when your child with a disability turns 16, there's a lot of things you have to think about. So I'm bringing in experts to talk to them in 4 hours about those things. And I will then, my sell will be to then work with them, parents individually, to get that done, to go through the plan.
Okay. So a couple of things. How many days is it, or is it one day for 4 hours?
It's one day. It's like 5 hours.
So a couple of things. Number one, time management is critical, especially with 100 people. Okay. You have to be a ninja with the agenda. And you need to be bringing people in before it's time to start again. Time is going to run away from you. You need to have some volunteers who are helping you corral everybody back into their seats. So that's number one. With 100 people, it becomes a mess. And I would make sure you plan breaks, even though it's 5 hours. You're talking about some pretty tough stuff to get through. So if you notice, we have Anjali who has everybody stand, do a little stretch. What can you do to keep the energy a little bit higher? And you also need to think about nourishment. If there's a lunch break, how close is the location for lunch? And are you realistic with the expectation of lunch break? If you're creating a lunch break for 30 minutes, but they've got to go across the street and the only restaurant is going to take them an hour versus a kiosk in the hotel. Like those are things you have to think about. Or are you providing lunch for them? Because that gets really costly too. So those are the things you have to think about as far as, and also just show rate. Like you need to have some series of emails to get them excited for what they've committed to. I don't know if you're getting a hotel block. That is always the nail biter for me. You guys always wait till the last fucking minute to book your hotels. And I've got tens of thousands of dollars on the line waiting to see those rooms booked. And because if you don't meet the requirement, you get stuck with the bill. And so you want to save the rooms for these people so they can get a discount, but then they're not booking it until the last minute. And so your armpits sweat. So just be realistic with how many people are actually going to show up and what you commit to the hotel. At this day and age, people will end up finding Airbnbs and stuff too. Like you might have 100 people who say they're going to come, but 20 get a room and the rest, I guess you said they're local. So maybe they aren't going to stay in a hotel. I don't know how far they're going to have to drive. So maybe I'm in a rabbit hole. It doesn't matter to you. Other things, but still you want an email series of like, you guys are going to see emails coming out, just hyping up the speakers that are going to be there, your pack list. You want people to get excited for the agenda so that you fill the room. You want people to get excited for what they signed up for. The other thing is the sell. You need to be cognizant of when you're selling and what the energy level is. So trying to pitch to everyone after lunch break is a horrible idea. So you want to think about when you're pitching people, can you get the energy a little bit higher in the room? Like for instance, if you just did a workshop on death, you don't want to move up to the stage and pitch everybody on your services. You see what I'm saying? So like the order in the agenda really matters. So we always pitch before lunch. We hold you between us and what's holding you between us and lunch is me pitching you this thing, right? We usually do the pitch right after a break. Give people a quick potty break. If they've done something heavy, they've just finished a big workshop, let them go relieve themselves, let them walk around, let them get a little snack. So that's something to think about as well. The other thing is you creating a deadline for whatever you put out. Or if you join the mastermind while you were there, you save like $2,000. So create some urgency so that you get momentum with your offer. And I would have people register so that you can follow up through email. So maybe there's a countdown. Maybe if you purchase by a certain day, maybe it's Sunday or 3 days after the event, then you can send some email to remind people. We actually had to turn ours off because we completely sold out our mastermind in 40 minutes, but we were planning on an email drip for a little while for a countdown till Sunday. If you feel like you're screaming into the void when you post content on Facebook or Instagram, struggling to find a sustainable and scalable lead generation process that sticks, and you just want someone who's been there and done that to reveal their secrets, then it's critical that you register to save your spot ASAP. During this live masterclass, you'll get to steal the exact strategy I used to scale my income from $0 to 1 million in just 19 months without spending a fortune on ads or suffering from burnout. Simply check out the show notes of the podcast episode for the link to register for your free spot in the LinkedIn Lead Gen Masterclass. And don't worry, even if you miss a couple of days or you can't make it to all the training sessions, we'll deliver the replays directly into your inbox daily so you can watch them on your own time. All you have to do is make sure you sign up for the masterclass before registration ends. And the other thing, I think it's really important. I know you're bringing in experts. Are you doing any of the content?
Yeah, I'll do a little bit, but mostly relying on experts.
Okay. So it's a balance because you want them to see you as an expert and bringing value. Like you want them to feel confident that they can invest in you. So it's one of the reasons I run workshops every day in my live event, if not more than one, even though it's exhausting to MC, facilitate, like all the things. But Chris has really instilled in me, like people are coming for you. They're coming for your team. You can't just load the lines with other people. They'll walk out of the room buying other people's stuff too, working with them. So you want to position yourself so that you're bringing some breakthrough workshops with them as well. So they see your zone of genius and a level of confidence. I don't know if Jackie has shared this with you guys. I totally can. We've worked with a marketing strategist. We've followed the same formula every year at our live event for the actual pitch itself. I'm sure we can get you guys the template of it, how you story tell and how you open up the offer, how you close the offer, all of that stuff. What else? Allie, you're there at the events. What else can we help them with as far as what do we wish we had known? Allie, what do you wish you had known the first time you helped us do this stuff? She could probably have a completely different lens from the administrative side.
Yeah. I mean, check-in process is really important. So I don't know. I'd be happy to talk to you about what that looks like, because the very first event that was in Charlotte, I think was on a spreadsheet. And last year we had the QR code thing. So that process is what sticks out to me, because it was not smooth. I don't feel like either year. So
yeah,
that's where I would focus a little bit of attention, just because that can be very clunky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's their first.
And goodie bags. Are you going to give out goodie bags? And if so, who's assembling them and when? Because that's a whole thing.
Some of it's calling in favors of family and friends, but there'll be a little goodie bag. Some of the speakers will have things that we'll put into the goodie bags and stuff.
And the other thing is, if you're going for 5 hours, are you going to have a lunch break, or are you going before or after lunch? Or
I think we'll do a short lunch break. It'll be a light lunch, but I'm just going to bring it in so that we can just get it and people stay there, and then we'll just move on. So,
okay, perfect. Because I was going to say the other thing you guys will notice, we always put some snacks in your bag, because there's nothing worse than hangry, just people. And one of the reasons, there's a couple strategies of that. Number one, it's in their bag. They can grab it whenever they want. It also reduces cost, because when you're working with the hotel, they're going to mark it up tremendously. And I've done this before. You serve snacks and they serve 12 times the amount that you need. And it's wildly expensive, but they also don't want you to bring in your own snacks. But if the snacks are in their bag as a gift, they can't do anything about it. So I learned that from a previous event planner.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
Any other follow-up questions to that?
I don't think so. I will definitely follow up with you, because I didn't think about the QR code for registration. So that will be quick. So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, so much for listening in on today's podcast episode. And I can't wait for you to see my upcoming guest in the next episode. You are going to love this keynote speaker. Hey, here's the deal. If you liked this, please subscribe and leave a review. And you want the latest online business growth strategies and exclusive LinkedIn pro tips sent straight to your phone? Text the word update to 704-318-2285. That is, text the word update to 704-318-2285. Can't wait to see you guys. Come find me over on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you like to hang. I cannot wait to hear how you are enjoying and applying what you're learning. You guys reach out to me over on social, because I love hearing what's resonating with you. When you reach out to me and you send me those personal DMs, they really do impact the content I continue to bring forward to you. So again, come find me, Melissa_Hinault over on Instagram, Melissa Hinault over on LinkedIn and Facebook. Can't wait to see you guys over there.